So I know in a lot of movies, hot tubs are like the most romantic places to do the devil's tango. But when it's a public pool, well, that kind of hits differently. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't think this is legal, so none of you guys should be doing this in the first place. Fair warning to all users, don't do what I do. Do the exact opposite, or maybe even better. But in this case, yeah, it's kind of weird. Anyways, guys, before we get into the story, make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Seriously means a lot when you guys do. And on top of that, did I mention I am live on YouTube as we speak, streaming and telling you guys crazy stories just like this one. Links in the description down below, and as well as make sure you guys follow me on Instagram because I'm the hottest guy alive. Like seriously, I'm more attractive than probably anyone you've ever seen in the entire world, even Ryan Reynolds. Other than that, let's get straight into this crazy story. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba and welcome back to another insane story. So this story takes place, actually funny enough, around winter break. Winter break was coming up in our school, and I'm not gonna lie, during winter break a lot of kids have a lot of plans. For example, some go for the holidays out, some people just go out and party, but me and the boys, we had nothing planned. Now it sucked that we didn't have anything planned because usually we would, but honestly most of us just said, yo, let's just stay home, play Call of Duty, bro. Let's just grind out some gold weapons. And in my mind, I thought that was kind of weird. I wanted to do more than just play Call of Duty, so I decided to talk to my friends in planning on vacation for each other. So I remember we all got together a week before winter break started, and we basically planned to go on vacation together and basically go to a place called the Hot Springs. Hot Springs is somewhere down here in Vancouver, Harrison Hot Springs to be exact. And basically there's like really nice hot tubs there that are also drenched in snow. It's just a nice place to relax, chill out, and basically have a good vacation. So me and my friends all pitched in to go on this vacation. We booked a hotel and everything, and I want to say 1 week later we ended up going on vacation. My friend ended up getting his dad's car, a big white van, and basically we all sat in it and started driving down there. Really suspicious, I know, but don't worry, it didn't look like a kidnapping van. Anyways, going on with the story, we all ended up going basically all the way there. We drove for almost an hour and a half, and when we got there, it was actually really nice. There was a nice beach, there was a lot of bars, and on top of that, there was like really cool places to go hang out and just chill. I remember the first day, me and the boys, we ended up just going on the beach, hanging out, and you know, getting a little wasted. By the way, underage drinking is not a good idea. And also just enjoying ourselves and having a good time at the hotel and basically chilling out. But towards the nighttime, I remember I looked out my window and I ended up seeing a hot tub surrounded by snow because it was winter as well. So I remember when I saw this hot tub, I went up to my buddies and I said, yo guys, like check this out. I ended up pointing out the hot tub to them and they're all like, yo bro, this is awesome. Yo dude, we should actually go in there. Dude, let's go chill in the hot tub, bro. And as we were saying that, we all agreed that the next day we're gonna go chill at the pool and basically go hang out because there was a pool, but there was also a hot tub. I should probably mention that as well. Anyways, going on, the next day happened and we ended up kind of sleeping in because, well, let's be real here, when you get a little wasted, you get wasted. And basically we ended up waking up late, you know, with a bit of a headache, but we decided to kind of shrug it off and basically start enjoying our vacation. I remember we ended up waking up, we went for a little walk around the beach, and when we were walking around the beach, we ended up realizing that as we were walking back towards the hotel, we saw some very attractive, and I mean hot girls in swimsuits literally walking back towards the hotel that we were in. We thought that they maybe went to a different hotel and were visiting, but they ended up actually having the same hotel as us. So I remember when we were walking back and we saw them, we started like kind of going near them saying, hey, look, what's going on? Like, you guys go to this hotel? They looked at us and kind of like laughed, and one of the girls was like, yeah, like we're just kind of like here on vacation, you know, winter break. And these girls were like really hot. Like, if I can explain how hot they were, like, you know, we're talking about the whole cherries and, you know, peaches, shebang, they had it all. So I remember I basically told one of them, hey, so like, you know, like we're going swimming later. If you want to go, like we can. Like, I really don't mind. Like, I got nothing to do. So, you know, if you want to go, like, you know, it'll be pretty cool. By the way, I said that in the most awkward way possible. I'm not gonna lie. I could have said it a lot better, but at the same time, I still kind of had a headache, I guess. So I remember one of the girls ended up saying, oh, like, yeah, sure. Like, what time are you guys going? And I remember all the boys pulled out their phones to get their Snapchats so we could basically all communicate with each other. So each one of us chose a girl, and basically we ended up choosing which one we liked the most. Yes, we had a little group discussion before actually walking up to them who we liked the most. And we ended up getting their Snapchats and started heading over back to the hotel room. When we got to the hotel room, all the boys were excited. I remember so many of us were like, ooh, 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 girls, girls, girls. Like, we were all hyped up and excited to go. Trust me, if you guys have been to the boys' locker room, you guys would understand what I'm talking about. Anyways, we were all excited, and I remember we all got dressed and started putting on our swimsuits. And when we did, we started instantly heading out and texting the girls on Snapchat, hey, like, we're going to like the pool right now. Like, we'll see you there. And right as we started walking towards there, we already saw the girls already at the pool, chilling out, laying down. Yeah, this was vacation, is what I thought in my mind. And I remember we all started hanging out at the pool that the hotel had, and there was a really nice swim pool. We started playing volleyball. We played chicken. That's right, I had a girl on my shoulders in her swimsuit, and we had the whole awesome time. tub. But now this is where things get kind of crazy. I remember some of the girls decided to go back early to the hotel rooms because my buddies were like all hanging out with them and stuff. So some of them left early, but me and my other buddy, we ended up staying a bit longer because let's just say the chicks we liked wanted to stay longer as well. We're all chilling out, hanging out in the pool, and then one of the girls says, hey, like, want to go inside the hot tub? Like, it's kind of getting cold in here. So we ended up getting up and going to the hot tub. When we got to the hot tub, I remember we all basically sat down and started talking about life and stuff. And then I remember for some odd reason, this was super awkward, but at the same time, very obvious, that the two girls looked at each other and basically started like kind of shaking their head and nodding and then giggling. And then one of the girls ended up saying to my buddy, hey, like, do you want to like go to the sauna with me? I kind of like looked at him, and then she looked at me, and then after I looked at my buddy, and my buddy's like, yeah, sure, like, let's go. So they ended up leaving the hot tub, and it was just me and this girl and no one else. It was super awkward. I remember me and her, we looked at each other, and she realized that she had to make the first move because God knows I wasn't doing it in a public place like a hot tub. And then she instantly started coming near me, started, you know, jumping side to side, and then basically ended up landing right beside me. I put my arm around her, and let's just say, yeah, we started making out in the hot tub. As we were making out though, I remember it was super funny because she ended up putting her hand on my thigh, and let's just say one thing led to another. We ended up doing the devil's tango in the hot tub, literally in the hot tub. We were just doing it. In my mind, I was like freaking out, and I'm like, okay, this is definitely not legal in so many ways. And I was just kind of weirded out. So I remember I basically kind of just like started panicking and started speed running it, which I don't know what that means in most people's minds, but I speed ran it. Okay. And let's just say I remember out of nowhere, like 10 minutes in, I just hear someone walking behind us. And at first I didn't want to like make any movements, but then after that, the girl decided to moan really loudly out of nowhere. And let's just say it was super embarrassing because I ended up seeing a lifeguard right behind us, and she looks at us saying, okay, you guys need to stop right there. Right as she says that, dude, this girl hopped off me so quick and sat down. Like, it was the fastest thing I've ever seen. And I pulled up my pants as fast as I could. And basically, I remember she looked at me, I looked at the lifeguard, she looked at the lifeguard, and the lifeguard told us, yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to give you guys a warning for that. You guys cannot be doing that here. We're in a hotel. You guys can go back to your hotel rooms, do whatever you want in there, but not in the hot tub. You understand me? We ended up looking at each other and we're like, yeah, like, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't mean to. Like, it was just a mistake. Kind of explaining myself of what happened. And I remember it was so embarrassing because right out the window, when I looked up at my friends with the hotel room we were in, they were all staring me down with their girl that they originally liked. Yeah. So imagine two boys and two girls just staring down at a window when you were doing the devil's tango with a girl in the hot tub. Like, what in the world, bro? I should have gotten paid for that. Anyways, that ended up happening, and it was super embarrassing because once I got back to the hotel room, the girls instantly ran out of the hotel room laughing, and basically I ended up going in there and all the boys were basically clapping their hands as if I did like a super accomplishment, when in reality it was just pure embarrassment. I remember for the rest of the vacation they didn't really talk about what happened, which, I mean, thanks to them, it made the vacation kind of better. But at the same time, I remember on the way driving back home, one of my buddies asked me, bro, like, just tell me, was it your idea or hers to do that? And I legit said, bro, at this point, I don't even know. And let's just say when we got back home on Xbox, that's when all the smack talk started happening. Like, I'm talking about, Bubba did it in the pool, Bubba did it in a hot tub. Like, it was just back-to-back yelling. Honestly, it's Xbox, but at the end of the day, you know what? I had a good vacation. Anyways, guys, that's basically it for today's story. Make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Seriously means a lot when you guys do. And on top of that, not to mention, once again, I am live on Bubba Gaming, so make sure you guys go check out that channel. Also, did I mention that I'm the hottest guy on earth? So follow me on Instagram. If not, you're ugly, no one cares about you. Anyways, guys, like I always say, follow for more embarrassing stories. Peace out, guys. All right, what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba, and welcome back to another insane story. Now, before I do get into the story, I just want to mention that I know my mic doesn't sound the best, but I'm currently on vacation, so I apologize. It's only for a couple videos. Anyways, going on, today's story is about something insane that happened back when I was in high school. Now, I think we all know what skinny dipping is, and skinny dipping sometimes is fun, but at the same time, it's really awkward. It's almost like going to a nude beach. And I remember one time back when I was in high school, funny enough, around this time of winter, I went skinny dipping. And luckily, it was me and a bunch of girls. And by a bunch, I mean like 7. Let me explain. Basically, back when I was in high school, I remember there was this group that was basically going on a ski and snowboard trip. Me, I really don't ski or even snowboard at that matter. But still, I mean, I wanted to go because knowing that there was a bunch of chicks going and not a lot of the guys were going because apparently there was some cool dude event that was going on, I decided to sign myself up. So I remember I ended up going home, running to my mom and dad saying, hey, mom, dad, listen, I really want to go to this trip. Can we please go? Can I please? I remember my mom looks at me and sees how it's a ski and snowboard snowboard trip, and she looks at me saying, Papa, you never ski or snowboard. Why do you want to go? And I told her, Mom, it's important for my education. I think all parents know that when a kid says it's for their education, it's for their damn education. Like, come on, man, just let me go. So I remember she ended up letting me go and ended up paying literally $200. $200 just for me to go ski and snowboarding. I remember the day of, I remember I was Snapchatting everyone saying how I was going on this trip. A lot of the guys were weirded out because knowing that there were only like a couple of girls going was not really worth it to them. But for me, well, I knew it was going to be worth it. Because if you guys don't know or don't remember, I'm a helpless romantic. If I get the opportunity to find love, I'm going to take it. Even if it means doing the devil's tango with a ton of different women. Anyways, going on with the story, I remember I ended up meeting up with everyone at the bus. When we got on the bus, I remember literally there were only 7 girls on that bus. Apparently not a lot of people could afford the ski and snowboard trip, but luckily my parents paid for it with their credit card. So going on, I remember basically sitting beside a girl that was actually pretty attractive. She sat beside me on the bus and basically we ended up going all the way there. Now reminder, the drive was like, I want to say like 2 hours. So 2 hours sitting beside a girl, well, you get to learn a lot about them. For example, how many ex-boyfriends she has, the things that make her happy, the things that make her sad, basically everything I need to know if I want to do the devil's tango with her. But that wasn't the only thing. Knowing that there were only 7 girls on the bus and me, the only guy there, a lot of girls started to talk to each other. They were all questioning why I was on this trip, but I ended up just telling all of them together saying, oh, you know, I like snowboarding. Even though I've never actually snowboarded yet, but they all didn't care. But I remember on the side, 2 girls in the back of the bus were talking to each other. And one of them said, oh my goodness, like we should definitely go skinny dipping. Like, oh my goodness, like it's gonna be so fun. We should go in the hot tub at the resort. And then the other girl right beside her ended up saying, OMG, let me text the group chat real quick. And basically all of the girls had their notifications literally go off about a message that this girl sent out saying how they were gonna do a skinny dipping like event for themselves. I was really excited to hear this. You guys have no idea how exciting it is when you get to sit in a bus full of girls and knowing you get the opportunity to see them all not wearing anything. Well, you're kind of winning at life at that point. Anyways, going on with the story, I remember when I heard this, I was excited. I was like, okay, I think I know what I have to do. So I ended up looking over the girl's phone that was sitting right beside me, and I ended up seeing her text the group chat saying, yeah, but we have like Bubba on the trip. I don't think we can. And then I remember another girl ended up messaging the group chat, and I looked over her phone to see this, and this is no joke. She literally said, doesn't he have like a giant eggplant though? Oh my goodness. The expectations were high, boys. You already know this was gonna get insane. I remember at this point, we ended up getting to the ski resort, and basically everyone started going into the hotel rooms getting ready. Me, I went inside my hotel room, and knowing I had a room all to myself because I was the only guy on the trip was the best thing ever. I remember I basically get everything on done and basically just started relaxing on the bed laying down. And then the teacher knocks on the door saying, hey Bubba, can I talk to you for a second? The teacher ends up walking into my room and basically starts talking to me. He ended up telling me, hey listen, so a lot of the girls are curious of, you know, if you're gonna be comfortable on the trip. None of them want you to go home for some reason, but they want to just know if you're gonna be okay. I ended up telling my teacher that I was gonna be a-okay and nothing bad was gonna happen to me. And he was like, oh, okay, just you know, be smart with your choices. Oh hell yeah, I was. Well, at least I thought so. Going on with the story, I remember this is where things got insane. We ended up going up to the ski hill and a lot of girls started looking at me. Well, basically all 7 of them. They all looked at me and then looked back at their phones, and I'm not joking when I say this, girls are literally addicted to their phone. Like, it's like their way of base communication. Unless you talk about eye contact, then at this point, I don't really know. That's kind of scary. Anyways, like I was saying, basically they kept going off and on about looking at me, going on their phone. It was just a back and forth situation until I decided to walk up to one of the girls saying, hey, like, what's going on? You excited to go down this hill? She ends up looking at me, and for some reason she looked at my eggplant, and then she just straight up blurred this out saying, okay, I have like a serious question. Like, are you packing? What is what I said? Why would I pack? I just got here. She ends up laughing saying, no, not that silly. I mean, like, are you packing? As she points at my eggplant. I told her, oh yeah, it's enormous, dude. I got so many alibis, just text any girl back at the high school. And I ended up walking away being all cocky. I'm not gonna lie. At first, I thought this was a bad move, being cocky, but it ended up getting her more excited. Because from then, all the girls started to come around me and basically stayed around me the whole entire trip. Literally the whole time, all these girls were coming close to me. They were holding my thigh. It got to the point where they were basically almost cuddling me the entire trip. It was pretty good until nighttime came. Now, this is the part where everything gets really exciting. I remember literally sitting in my bed, laying down at night, having one night in the hotel by myself. But as I was laying down, my phone just started getting crazy notifications on Snapchat. I went and checked my phone and I look at it and I'm like, what's going on? I see that I got added to a girl's group chat. I look into the group chat and I saw all of them talking about skinny dipping. I'm like, yo, am I supposed to be in here? Trying to act like I didn't know what was going on. And then all the girls ended up texting me saying, hey, like, just meet up like outside near the hot hot tub. We're all gonna like skinny dip in there, and then afterwards we're gonna go down to the water. It's like literally like freezing outside is what I texted them back. They all ended up laughing and basically sending laughing emojis saying, "You'll be fine, silly, just come on." So I remember I ended up getting my swim trunks and I went down there and basically got to the hot tub. When I got there, all the girls, and I'm not even joking when I say this is straight out of like the Devil's Hub like scene. No joke, 7 girls in the hot tub not wearing anything. I was freaking out. I'm like, no way this is actually happening. And then I remember as I was walking up to the hot tub, these girls looked at me and said, "Why are you wearing swim trunks? You're literally not supposed to wear anything." Oh, I'm sorry. I ended up getting inside the hot tub with my swim trunks and then taking them off. So the water would kind of cover my eggplant. Knowing it's a hot tub too, the bubbles would go off. When I did that though, all the girls were coming near me. And one of the girls even took my swim shorts and threw them out of the hot tub. Like, what? They were all surrounding me, kind of being awkward. And honestly, at first it was really awkward for me, but as the girls started to come close to me and basically started touching my thigh, which was really near my eggplant, that's when I'm like, all right, it's go time. I started cuddling with all these girls. We started all chilling together. And then like 20 minutes in, I'm not even joking, I started making out with one of them. Literally 7 girls. It was mind blowing to me. And then I remember the best part was that one of the girls was like, "Okay guys, let's go to the water, like before the teacher like notices we're gone." At first I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird. But basically all of us ended up not wearing anything, getting out of the hot tub and running for the pool. We ended up going into the freezing cold water. That was the pool. And it was insane. When we hopped in, we all started making noises. We all started like, you know, hanging out. And I remember all the girls just kept staring at my eggplant as if they never seen one before. It was super embarrassing and super awkward, but at the same time, it was super fun. Like, I don't regret it. I would definitely do it again if I could. Anyways, like I was saying, going on with the story, I remember like 10 minutes in of being skinny dipping, basically in that pool, I remember a teacher ends up basically hearing us, and he comes out of the door and literally sees us over the balcony seeing what's going on. At first, he just stares for like 2 minutes. He literally stared for like 2 minutes like it was nothing. Kind of creepy, but at the same time, the teacher was like, what, 4 years older than us? 5 years older? Wasn't that weird. He was in his 20s. But then, literally out of nowhere, the teacher decides to yell, "All right, everyone back in the rooms. This is baloney. Everyone get back in the rooms right now. This is not allowed, guys. Come on. Don't make me tell your parents." All the girls start yelling and giggling as they start running back to the room. And me, I literally held my eggplant with my 2 hands and basically sprinted. You guys have no idea how hard it is to cover because it's massive. Anyways, going on with the story, I remember I got back to my hotel room and I closed the door out of pure embarrassment. It was super embarrassing. But then I remember 20 minutes later, I got a knock on the door and I opened it and it was one of the girls that was skinny dipping with us. She was one of the hotter girls and she walked into my room saying, "I wasn't done with you yet." And basically me and her, we ended up doing the Devil's Tango. It was super funny and super hilarious. And honestly, like, I don't regret it at all. I remember the next day she ended up waking up beside me and we ended up like, you know, basically wrapping up the trip because it was only like a 1-day trip, but it was super fun and super exciting to go on. And to this day, I'll forever remember it. Anyways, guys, that's basically it for today's story. Make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And like I always say, follow for more embarrassing stories. Peace out, guys. All right, what is going on, you guys? My name is Bubba and welcome back to another insane story. So today's story takes place back when I was in high school. And funny enough, this was the summer of 2017. And basically me and the boys wanted to do something insane. Now I was 16 at the time and I literally just got my license around this time, around the summertime. So obviously I had a car and me and the boys, we'd always plan to go do some dumb stuff around this time. I remember basically me and the boys, we'd always plan to go do something silly or something goofy or something even illegal. But I remember this time, me and the boys wanted to do something very different, and that was actually, funny enough, go to the water slides. Now, if you guys don't know, basically down here in Vancouver, we have a place called Cultus Lake Water Slides. It's a really good water park, and honestly, it's really fun. And honestly, all of you guys should go there. It's not sponsored anyway in this video, but the story does take place there. So basically, what me and the boys decided to do is we decided to go to a water park. Basically, this water park had a bunch of crazy slides and all this stuff, and honestly, it was super exciting. The reason me and the boys wanted to go, though, is because we had a strategy, a method of basically not having to wait in lines. Because if you guys don't know, it's kind of like Disneyland. You have to wait in line for a super long time just to go on one water slide. Especially during the summertime, it was like the most like craziest time to go to this place. So I remember as we were driving down there, my friend was talking to us all in the car saying, here's the plan. Basically, what you gotta do is you just gotta go to the very top of the water slide in the lineup and just get someone's tube that's too scared to go on the slide, and automatically you just go down. Me and my friends thought this was a dumb idea, so when we got there, we originally was like, okay, whatever. So we went to the water slides, we got changed, and afterwards we started going into lineups. Except we would skip the lineups, go to the very top, and basically we start going down water slides. And we started doing this over and over, and surprisingly, this method was working like a charm. But on top of that, I remember a lifeguard was really upset at us for doing this, but at the same time, he said, well, someone's gotta go down, I guess, and basically let us go. Then I remember one time when we were actually quickly stopping at our table that we had at the water park, we quickly went to like go eat something real quick and stuff, and we ended up seeing a group of girls that were really attractive go around the water park, aka the water slides, or whatever you want to call it. I remember I pointed out to my friends that those were really hot girls and we should try to go talk to them. Now, unlike my friends don't really have any self-confidence. They don't really feel like they can pull chicks. Like, don't get me wrong, they try to, but in a way, they're like the people that don't really care for it and wait for destiny to bring them a woman. As for me, a helpless romantic, well, I just go ahead and let's go talk to them. So I remember me and all my friends, we got up and they waited in line like good people, so we decided to wait in line with them. As we were waiting in line, I remember I basically started the conversation saying, yo, so you guys like from around here? And basically they started talking to us saying, oh, like we're just like a town like over, like we're actually like really chill and stuff. And then we started talking to them, and honestly there was one girl in that group that I found really attractive. She was some really hot blonde girl with big cherries that was very visible through a swimsuit, and I really wanted to talk to her because I did not want to not stop talking to her. Basically, the only funny thing was that she was in like a one piece, which I don't know why. Usually I'm like attracted to girls in bikinis more, but the fact that she was wearing a one piece and pulling it off, that kind of made me like, you know, more attracted to her, I guess. I don't know, it made no sense. I don't know, I'm just kind of throwing things out there. Anyways, going on with the story, I remember we waited in line for almost half an hour of just us talking to them and stuff. Really got us to know them, like for example, like to a first name basis. But I mean, I hope it's their actual names, I'm not sure, to be honest. And basically from there we started talking to them, talking about their jobs and all this stuff. And this one girl that I was really attracted to, she didn't say much. All she said was, oh yeah, like I'm very just familiar with this place, and also like I don't know, like I'm like a really good swimmer. And from there I was like, oh, so if I drowned you could save my life. And then she said, well, like technically yeah, when I'm on duty I could. On duty? And that's when I realized that she was a lifeguard. Going on, I remember we got to the top of the water slides, and me and the boys, we decided to split apart, and basically we decided to go each one of us with a girl, because luckily we were a group of 4 and they were also a group of 4, so you know, it kind of worked out. 2 2 2 2 and 2. Sorry, that was more 2s than I expected. Anyways, I went with a really hot girl in the one piece, and we decided to go down on the water slide. And basically I remember as we went on the tube to go down the water slide, it was called the black hole, by the way. I don't know if anyone can make a joke about that, go for it. But me and this girl were gonna go down the black hole, and basically I remember when we went and sat on the tube to take us down the black hole, she basically grabbed onto my leg. And I remember once she grabbed onto my leg, like she was really close to grabbing my eggplant, basically. Like her head was really close to it, okay? And I had a perfect view of her cherries. Like it was the funniest thing ever. And I remember instantly when we sat on that tube, I got bricked. I'm not joking when I say this, I got legitimately bricked on this water slide with this girl. And this water slide was supposed to be scary, by the way, but me, I got so bricked to the point where I didn't even notice how scary the water slide was. Going on from there, I remember we went down the water slide. It only took like 2 seconds. Surprisingly, it was a pretty short water slide. And then afterwards, me and her, we started basically talking. And when we got out of the pool, she realized that I was bricked. She literally looked from my eyes down to my eggplant and saw that I was bricked up like a, well, like a brick. I don't know how else to explain it. Like I was packing, all right? So I remember she ended up saying, oh, like, do you just want to like go to like the table and just wait for them? I remember I said sure, and I ended up taking her to our table that we had reserved at the water slides. And basically, we ended up basically sitting down and talking. She ended up telling me, hey, so like pass your snap. And I ended up giving her my phone, and she gave me her Snapchat. Honestly, it was a major W because I didn't have to ask for it. When girls give me their Snapchat, that automatically is like kind of like a win. Like if a girl ever gives you guys her Snapchat, just know you're basically in the clear to go hit her up. And then I remember at this moment, since I was bricked, my mind was not straight. That makes no sense. Sorry, I was straight, but like my mind wasn't settling, if that makes sense. Literally the whole time I kept staring at her cherries and not being able to focus on an actual conversation with her. And I think she realized this and literally stood up and grabbed my wrist and said, okay, just follow me. I was like, oh, okay. And I ended up following her, and we ended up going to this like emergency area at the water park. And the weird thing was, is that it was no like visible emergency area with like a big sign. It was just like an emergency area that was like hidden behind like some bushes and stuff. And it was behind the water slides. So I didn't even notice this at all. And I'm surprised she knew about this. And she took me in there and we instantly started making out. Yeah, I know. She instantly just grabbed my face and started making out with me. It was kind of weird and kind of just really insane. We started making out, and at this point I knew that she wanted to do the devil's tango because she started reaching her hand down there. And basically I remember I stopped her real quick and asked her, I'm like, should we even be back here? I think like only workers could be back here. And then she said, oh, no one's gonna say anything. Like, I work here, by the way. Wait, what is what I said? I'm like, wait, you work here? And then she said, oh yeah, like I'm a lifeguard. Oh, that makes sense. Because you know, how else would you know about this spot? Anyways, me and her, we started making out. We were about to do the devil's tango. But right as I realized it, I remember my phone was in my back pocket because I brought it with me when we were talking at the bench. And basically my phone started vibrating. At first I thought it was her hand like jiggling or something, which I mean, don't get me wrong, that wouldn't be a bad thing. I Actually, that's weird. Never mind. Going on with the story, though. I ended up picking up my phone and stopping her and instantly answered my phone. And basically, it was the boy saying, yo, Bubba, where you at, bro? Like, where'd you take the girl? Like, did you go home with her? Like, what's going on? And I remember I looked at her saying, listen, we gotta do this another time, but like, I'll come back. I swear. And then she told me, but my schedule's like always like busy. Like, I'm always here. And then I remember I'm like, oh, I'll just come back here tomorrow. She looked at me and said, you would come all the way back here tomorrow just to see me? And I told her, yeah, why not? Like, I didn't really care. I enjoyed the water slides anyway, and tomorrow was gonna be hotter than today, so might as well. She ended up laughing, saying, okay, well, like, I guess I'll see you tomorrow then. And we basically ended up going back to the table, and we basically split our ways from there. I ended up telling the boys that I was in and we made out, and none of the boys believed me. But I said I'm coming back tomorrow, and some of them wanted to come back with me tomorrow, so only 2 of them said yes to coming back, so it was a squad of 3. Basically, the 3 musketeers were coming back tomorrow to go see the damsels in distress. That sounded really bad, sorry. But anyways, knowing this, I ended up going home that day, and I remember we were snapping each other back and forth, me and this really hot lifeguard. And let's just say she ended up sending me a photo for cherries without the one-piece suit on, and damn, was it like Christmas in July. Like, no joke, I was happy. But the story doesn't stop there. Trust me when I say this, things get wet. Yeah, I could say that, can't I? Anyways, guys, if you guys want to know more, make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also follow for more embarrassing stories. Peace out, guys.